"Back already, Jack?" asked his mother. "I see you haven't got old Bess. You've sold her so quickly. How much did you get for her?" Jack smiled and reached into his pocket. "Just look at these beans, Mother. They're magical. Plant them, and overnight—" "What?" cried Jack's mother. "Oh, you silly boy! How could you give away our milking cow for those measly beans?" And with that, she did the worst thing Jack had ever seen her do. She burst into tears. Jack ran upstairs to his little room in the attic. So sorry he was. And he threw the beans angrily out the window, thinking, "How could I have been so foolish? I've broken my mother's heart." After much tossing and turning, at last Jack dropped off to sleep. When Jack woke up the next morning, his room looked strange. The sun was shining into part of it like it normally did, and yet all the rest was quite dark and shady. So Jack jumped up and dressed himself and went to the window. And what do you think he saw? Why, the beans he had thrown out of the window into the garden had sprung up into a big beanstalk, which went up and up and up until it reached the sky. Using the leaves and twisty vines like the rungs of a ladder, Jack climbed and climbed until at last he reached the sky. And when he got there, he found a long road winding its way through the clouds to a tall square castle off in the distance. The door swung open to reveal a horrible lady giant with one great eye in the middle of her forehead. As soon as Jack saw her, he turned to run away, but she caught him and dragged him into the castle. "Don't be in such a hurry. I'm sure a growing boy like you would like a nice big breakfast," said the great big tall woman. "It's been so long since I got to make breakfast for a boy." Well, the lady giant wasn't such a bad sort after all, even if Well, the lady giant wasn't such a bad sort after all, even if she was a bit odd. She took Jack into the kitchen and gave him a chunk of cheese and a glass of milk. But Jack had only taken a few bites when thump, 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 the whole house began to tremble with the noise of someone coming.